And I mean, we found papers from the beginning of school. It is week number 8. Because the book kind of like overdoes it with the steps, if we're being honest here. I swapped out 2 of the wave seats for 2 wobble stools, and I'm so excited for these. Went into the office when a coworker was in there. I was like, not to toot my own horn or anything or brag, but I nailed reading homeroom today. Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday. My name's Katie, and I'm a 3rd grade teacher in the state of Florida, and I'm so glad you're here for a week in my life. Okay, let's get this vlog kicked off. It is the beginning of October, which is really exciting. It's a Monday, which is really exciting. And I'm wearing a t-shirt, which is odd for a Monday, but that's because I'm gonna be on the morning news today for the first time, which is also very exciting. But I'm also like nervous, which sounds ridiculous in my brain. I'm like, why the heck am I nervous? I literally talk to a camera for YouTube all the time. So talking to a camera for the morning news should not be a big deal. And I already have the script, which I need to go print out. But I'm just nervous. So anyways, it's going to be a very, very busy day. So I'm on the news because our skill of the week, we have like a skill of the week and we pick a student of the week every week. And this like last 4 or 5 weeks, we've been doing a different house every week. And so this week is the week for velour, which means courage. So I am the representative for velour. So I'm wearing my red velour courage shirt, which feels odd because Auburn played Georgia this weekend. We lost, but it was a good game. So I'm proud of the team, but I feel like, should I really be wearing red today? Like my team color is orange and blue, but I did bring this. I had to make sure I brought my Auburn coffee cup because I was like, this is not in any way a representation of the Georgia Bulldogs. No, not at all. Auburn fan through and through. I just got placed in the red house, and so I have a lot of red t-shirts now. But I'm going to go on and talk about courage as our skill and all of those things, which means there's going to be somebody in my classroom at the beginning of the morning. So their morning work is already set out. I've got to make sure their like morning message is ready on the board, and I'm going to like put that up on the board and the news. Usually I start the news a little bit later from everybody, but I want them to just start it when it starts because I'm going to be on it. And then when I come back, it'll be done. Dude, I'm seeing some like super messy desks. I'm feeling a desk clean out coming up soon as I'm sitting here talking. But then during our math block, what we're gonna do is work on math test corrections. So I just pulled out all their graded tests and I'm going to give them a chance to correct it. But then we're also gonna go through and like enter our answers on the computer because 4th grade takes their tests on the computers and they want us to start to give them practice with doing that. So I was like, well, that'll be great for them to do their test corrections and then they go enter their new corrected answers on the computer. But I haven't decided if we're gonna like go step by step through the computer entering together. I think we will. So I'll give them time to correct. When they're done correcting, they can, I think they'll work on Waggle. That way they already have their computers out. And then as a class, we'll go through and enter our answers. I think that's just a good, and then later on during the year, like our next test, they'll be able to correct and enter on their own. So that's what we're doing today. I have an IEP meeting then after that, and then we're gonna do our reading instruction. And I think my mouse is running low on battery, which is really sad. Just one AA. Darn, should have brought one from home. Maybe somebody in my office has one. Because this is kind of annoying because it's glitching. But I need to go ahead and pull up my reading slides because I have an IEP meeting and I have Spanish. So my kids are going to be in here during specials, which always kind of throws me off a little bit because I don't have like my room to prep things. So my goal is just to make it through the day. Like I'm not going to try to do anything extra. Like we're making it through today. I think I'm on day 2 for reading. I'm looking through, no, I think I'm on day 3 for reading. Let me find my day 3 slides, look through those. So that's about all we've got going on, which is a lot this morning. It's also the beginning of October. So I changed my calendar as you saw earlier. So that'll be an exciting thing for them. And I need to print out this week's plans. So I've got a lot of things to do and move my cart over there. That cart over there. Okay, but it's doable. It's definitely doable. Okay, let's see what we're doing for day 3. Yeah, this mouse is definitely running low on batteries. That stinks. Because it's not clicking. Okay, I'm also going to go hunt for a battery. So I will try to check in with you guys at the end of the day, but that's like the gist of what we're doing this morning. Okay, we can chat while I sort papers today because I have so many papers to sort. What a day. I started off on the news and that went well, but then it had me scattered because I came back and my class, like my team teacher had started my class for me, so we had to go back, watch the news, do all those things. So that started a little bit wonky, and then we had, I had an IEP meeting today during my plant, and that lasted a long time. And so I came back late from that. So again, they did their computer time while somebody else was in here watching them while I was in the IEP meeting, which went through all my planning and then after my planning, which is just life sometimes. If you're a teacher, you know, those meetings can take a while sometimes. So it kind of felt like a little scattered all day today. I'm hoping tomorrow will feel better, but I was like trying to crunch in my lesson while we were doing all these other things. So we'll see. But one thing that I did do that I know I said I was going to mention, in a lot of comments people were asking about Fox files. So I was going to talk about what our Fox files are and show you like an example of one, because we did Fox file clean out today. That was like step 1 while they were doing computer time. I pulled my small groups during my reading time to work on our word study practice extra with the students who needed extra practice on that. But then during computer time, instead of pulling more groups, I pulled them and we just did Fox file clean out, like a few at a time at the table. And I mean, we found papers from the beginning of school. It is week number 8, if that tells you anything. So it was great to clean it out. But our Fox file is what we use to store all of our papers that we work on in class. Hold on. I'm trying to think about student numbers while I'm sorting papers and talking. So basically they have a pocket for every subject, and that's where they keep all of the papers that we're working on. Once they're done with something, they'll turn it in. It also houses their homework. So basically anything they need for class, and they take it home every night because it's got a homework tab that they do homework in, and then they bring it back to school every day. So it's part of being a responsible 3rd grader. So let me show you what a Fox file looks like. Okay, here's the Fox file. True Red is the brand. We put a sheet up here with the students' names. Ooh, look at that dust, because it's just been sitting over here since the beginning of school because we haven't used it. Gross. Okay. When you open it up, this is what the inside looks like. I print all these little labels and put the tabs in there for them at the beginning of the year. So they put all of their homework here, all of their AR here, all of their language arts here, their math here, etc., etc. So these are covered in the students' activity fees at the beginning of the year. They pay a small activity fee, and it covers their Fox files. So that's how we organize papers. Good morning and happy Tuesday. I am getting everything pulled up on my board for this morning. My mouse is working, even though it wasn't working yesterday, so I don't know. We'll see how long that lasts. Fingers crossed it lasts the whole time. I'm looking forward to today because it's going to be a little bit more normal, I hope. I'm not on the news. I don't have any IEP meetings, so should be a pretty average Tuesday. I did wear my Big Teacher Energy shirt because I just feel like I'm going to be needing some Big Teacher Energy today, which is also why I have my coffee, and I'm almost out of cold brew at home, and that's kind of sad. So might have to be going to the grocery store, but I try to wait until it's buy one, get one at Publix, and it's not right now. So hopefully, I think tomorrow on Wednesday is the day when like the sales swap. So hopefully it'll be buy one, get one by then. But I'm just sitting here getting things ready. I'm pulling up math and I'm gonna download the slides that they have for math today. I'm just kind of see what I think about them. We're doing addition strategies, and I'm pretty sure today is adding with expanded form, like expanding the number out, adding all the place values, and then collapsing it back together, which I like because it's a little bit less carrying for the kiddos, and some kids really like to do expanded form. So there's that. Before I keep going, I do have a book from Amazon. This is from Sabrina. It says, I love your videos. I've binge watched all of your teacher vlogs. I'm in my last year of university and your videos have inspired me to consider teaching. Much love from Canada. So thank you so much, Sabrina. I'm so excited about this one because I got Pig the Slob, which I could have read yesterday before we cleaned out our desks, but I didn't. And now I have Pig the Winner. So I'm really excited for that. So thank you so much, Sabrina. And again, thank you so much to anybody who sends me anything from my wish list. It's always much appreciated. I don't know if I mentioned that yesterday before I left. I was like really tired, and because I hadn't had my snack or my regular bathroom break during the day, and I literally came back to my classroom and worked and felt like I got things done, but it took me a long time even though I didn't have duty. So I was just kind of in a mood yesterday, for being honest. So I don't know if I mentioned that, but we did clean out our desks at the end of the day. I collected their science books because I think I've decided the next time we do science, I'm just going to rip out the packet of what they need. So I have all their science books on one of my shelves because I've got so many shelves over there. And I was like, that gives them a little more space in their top shelf so their clipboard can go up there if they want to. And it just gives a little wiggle room. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do for the next time I have science. We'll just do that. So I collected those. We cleaned out our desk, put away extraneous supplies and random papers, and we cleaned out Fox files. I told you about that. So I had to like sort all those papers, do all that stuff yesterday. Okay, that's good. Rounding to the nearest 10. So I've been looking at these slides for math, and usually they're pretty good, but I try to use like the first few. Fluency Builder is probably a good one. I can use expanded form to add. How many zoos were there all together? Okay, see, but there's always like some slides that I'm like, we don't need all of that. Like I could just use the one problem right there where we do it on our whiteboard in expanded form, and I show them how to do it, and I don't need the step-by-step from the book because the book kind of like overdoes it with the steps, if we're being honest here. So I'm going to take some of it out is usually what I end up doing because I just want like the blank slides. I can teach them the strategy without all the extra steps from the book. But the slides are very helpful. Sorry, this is kind of boring. The other thing that I've got to get done this morning is I'm going to start to make copies of my parent conference form that I need to start filling out. So my plan is to fill out like 5 every day. Y'all, I'm so sorry. So I'm going to be copying those, and then I'm going to copy my weekly work for later. So I'm just going to have to show you this later because now my brain is all over the place. But I just wanted to check in, kind of give you an update this morning. And I'm going to try really hard. Yesterday I didn't try really hard to check in the afternoon, and I did, but it wasn't great. So I'm going to try harder today to get a good check-in in the afternoon. All right, good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday. I'm clicking things on the board, so I'm looking past the camera. I'm so sorry. I thought I was gonna be able to jump on yesterday and like share more, and I wasn't. I ended up being like super tired at the end of the day, but I had to go home and cook meals for a friend at church who had a baby. So I made 2 Magnolia chicken pot pies, which I need to remember that when you make the Magnolia chicken pot pie recipe, it makes 2 pies, so you don't have to double it. So I need to write that down because I was starting to double it, and then I remembered that part of the way through. And then what else did I do? Oh, and I made them breakfast. So I made like a breakfast casserole that they can heat up today, and a quiche they can heat up today, and then I cut a bunch of fresh fruit. And so I got home, I probably left here at 3:15, which is like right on time, went home, started cooking, and I finished right at 6 o'clock when we were leaving to deliver it. So David came home, and then we just loaded everything in the car and left. Oh, and I made mashed potatoes to go with the pot pie. So it was like a mad dash. That's why I showed you that shot this morning of my kitchen being a hot mess, because we cleaned some of it, but by the time we got home, it was like 7 o'clock, and my show was coming on. We wanted to eat, so we ate. I laid on the couch and I was just like down for the count, and I think David was too, because he had a stressful day at work yesterday. So usually we don't leave such a big mess in the kitchen, but this time we definitely did. It was kind of a hot mess express in there this morning. So I started the dishwasher and tried to put away at least the dishes that were on the drying mat. And I think David's might work a little bit on it when he gets up. If not, that'll be for me to tackle when I get home today. So that was a great time, but I got it all done. I'm gonna grab my math TE while we chat. But as far as yesterday goes, the math lesson was great. Reading lesson was great. Kids did well on both assignments in reading. And then we started social studies, and we read the Declaration of Independence in easier terms that a teammate of mine had copied. Sorry, you can't even see my head. And so that I thought went really, really well. And the kids were really into it because we're going to start to learn about government. And I want them to know, like, why we have our government established before we go into like what our government is. So we did that yesterday, and that was good. So all around, it was a very good day, and I'm hoping today's going to be a very good day as well. I'm about to look through my math lesson, pick out the slides that I want to use. It looks like today we're doing just like traditional, traditional using place value to add, which is just a standard algorithm. And I prefer to call it standard algorithm because I think that's better for the kids to like know what it's actually called. Not, it is using place value to add, but which is what Go Math calls it, but I think it's better known as the standard algorithm, which means that we've hit like the end of our addition strategies, I think. So tomorrow's going to be, place value to subtract. So that'll be interesting. Now I'm going to delete some slides again because I don't always like all the slides. How many miles did Dante fly? I just don't think all of this is necessary. I'll go through this in a minute when I'm not on chatting with you guys. Oh, one more thing. It took me forever to get in this morning. I left early because I did not have to straighten my hair. I just did dry shampoo last night, so that was good. But it took me forever to get in because I had to bring in 2 boxes. Here's what the boxes looked like. And they're from ECR for Kids. I shared with you guys at the beginning of the year my wonderful wave seats that they sent me. And my class has been loving them. And so today I swapped out 2 of the wave seats for 2 wobble stools, and I'm so excited for these. Here's a good view of the wobble stool. It's so short. This is the 14-inch one. Honestly, I probably could have gotten the bigger one, but I didn't because I knew the 14-inch would pretty much match where the wave seats were, and I was correct. Like, those are pretty on par, and I wanted to be able to like swap them out interchangeably. And so here's what it looks like. So now I've got a wobble stool here, a wave seat, a wobble stool, and a wave seat, and I'm going to push them under. The only thing about the wobble stool is it doesn't slide on the carpet as easy, which could be good. And the wave seats are really nice. It's kind of bulky to have 4 under here, but not bad because you can push them all the way under the table. But I'm really excited to have like a little bit of variety. And then I moved the other 2 wave seats over to my back counter where like the computer that we never use, like the backup desktop, and then the whole counter space that's next to the mailboxes where that is, because students like to go there if we do partner work and sit there. So I was like, oh, they can sit on the wave seats there. So I'm really excited about these. They're like great quality. Super great quality. And I love like the wobbleness at the bottom. So fun. So I'm really excited for my class to get to enjoy these in the classroom as well. More flexible seating options. Okay, I'm gonna get up off the floor because now I've gotten all the way down, and I think I'm going to go over my plans first, check and make sure I have the modified spelling test or like word study quiz ready for reading today. Hopefully I'll be able to show you that at the end of the day. And then I'm going to do something else, maybe work on some parent conference forms because I started those yesterday. Let's do that. All right, guys, I'm on the move. Checking in at the end of the day today. It was a great day. Another great day. We're having a great week here in 3rd grade, let me tell you. I'm going to chat with you while I sort papers again because my paper tray has gotten really, really full of stuff that I need to sort into mailboxes. And tomorrow I'm working on Friday folders. Friday the papers go home. So I'm going to talk to you while we do that. First thing we did was math today. And math went really well. We finally got to standard algorithm. We got to standard algorithm today in math. And as I've shared, I will insert a clip of our anchor chart here. I've been referring to all of the strategies as vegetables, and I make them eat the vegetable, just like your parents make you eat vegetables when you're little. But then when you get older, you get to kind of pick which one you want to eat, as long as you're eating a vegetable. So as long as you're using a strategy, it doesn't matter to me which one you're eating. So I've been letting students who were like paying attention and focus at the beginning pick our next vegetable. So when we did expanded form earlier this week, they said onion. So I was like, sure, this will be an onion. So our expanded form strategy is an onion. And today was standard algorithm and they picked radish. So I was like, all right, I don't know how to draw a radish. I've never drawn one. So we looked up like a clip art image of it and I drew it on the poster. I think it turned out pretty good. They were like, Miss Allen, you draw better than Picasso. It was a great radish. I was like, thank you, I'm flattered. But that was pretty fun. And they were really good at standard algorithm, but I still showed it side by side with expanded and a lot of examples so they could see where the regrouping comes from. Like we made a 10, we made a 10. That's why we carry the one. And they've been exposed to that before, but it was review and then also taking it to the next level by doing triple digit with it, and also doing 3 add-ins that were triple digits. So we just kind of bumped it up a little bit to 3rd grade level. But overall, I think they did really well with that strategy. Like I didn't see anybody who was really struggling as I walked around during that lesson. It was fun though, because at the end, I gave them a problem and I was like, you can choose what strategy you want to use. So they were like quietly working and I was walking around like, oh, I see an onion over here. Somebody's using the onion strategy. I was like, here's a carrot, here's a radish. And they thought that was really funny because it was like all the different strategies. So that was that. Then we took our test today in reading. I feel like our progress check test went so much better. Had a lot of students who were successful with it. And I also wrote down students who I need to do intervention with and kind of reteach central idea, which is totally fine because it's a hard concept, but I've got that written down. We also did our word study quizzes. They turned out all right. I told you I'd show you like the modified one. So here's what the modified one looks like. Let me sort this one last paper. I brought one over here. So this is for my students who receive accommodations. And so this is kind of what it looks like. I have a teammate who makes this. They circle the word that's spelled correctly using the word study pattern and then rewrite it on the side. So I mentioned that earlier today. So I wanted to make sure I showed that to you. Trying to think if there's anything else. Gosh, I'm so behind on all of this sorting. It's insane. That was probably about it. We also went through government today. I think I talked about that this morning, how we read the Declaration of Independence in simpler terms yesterday, and so we kind of reviewed that again today. And then we watched the Schoolhouse Rock video, No More King, and they really liked that because they were able to like make the connections between what we read yesterday and what was in the cartoon. Like they found the king, they found the taxes, the soldiers that the king was sending, all that stuff. And then we started government today. We started by learning why is our government important and like how the government has laws that we follow and helps keep everything clean, like sanitation and stuff like that. So it's just kind of a little bit there of why it's important, and then we're going to get more into like the nitty-gritty of what is the government and like what are the laws and how is it organized and all that stuff. So not too bad. I think this is where I'm going to leave you though for my update. Sorry I keep looking down, it's because I'm sorting papers. I think I'm gonna leave you here for that update because I'm gonna finish sorting all these papers and then I'm gonna head home and I'm gonna go to bed early tonight because I'm really tired today. I did watch Dancing with the Stars last night. I did not stay up as late because I watched it at my house after I cooked. It was really good. I was a little surprised at who went home. If you're caught up, if you're not and you're watching the show, fast forward like 20 seconds. Okay, if you're all caught up, Jamie Lynn Spears went home. I was kind of surprised because I felt like she was one of the more well-known stars on the show, but there were a lot of people who were not great last week who showed great improvement. My favorite is still Jason Mraz, and I also like Xochitl Gomez. Oh my gosh, her dance was actually my favorite from last night. It's her second week dance. I can't remember what it was, the cha-cha, I think. That was my favorite dance of the night. I think Jason Mraz is still like my top pick, but she's definitely second, and her dance was the best one last night in my opinion. So there's that. If you're watching, comment who you're cheering for. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna close this out, finish sorting papers, and then head home.
Good morning. I have a mobile order for Katie. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you. Have a good one.
Good morning, everyone. It is Friday. Happy Friday. I did not vlog yesterday because I just needed to protect my peace and my mental energy, and I knew it was going to be a long day, and so I went and got myself coffee in the morning because I was out of cold brew yesterday at Starbucks, which I don't usually go to Starbucks, but I wanted like a salted caramel cream cold brew. I just wanted it, and so I went and got it. And then it was a really great day with my students. We accomplished everything we needed to. We redid our STAR test for the second 9 weeks. Lots of growth. So it was really good. I just needed to protect my peace and not vlog yesterday. So today I'm back up again, and I went to get coffee. David's not gonna like this when he's seeing this. Just kidding, he'll be fine. But we really need to get more cold brew at home, so I cannot make this a habit. But I went to Dunkin' today, and I got an iced latte, which I don't usually get. I'm usually a just like an iced coffee girl because it's cheaper than the iced latte, because this was like $5. But it is very good. It's a totally different vibe to get an iced latte versus an iced coffee. Yeah, that's good. And I just got caramel swirl in it. So that was my drink this morning. And it's because it was 500 bonus points. They got me. Dunkin' got me, okay? That's how they get you. Okay, so I'm here early. I want to show you two things. First, I have this giant box because my neighbors were teachers and they now teach for like virtual school, and so they gave me a bunch of stuff. So look at these fun things. First off is a sorting hat, like a Harry Potter sorting hat, or like a scarecrow hat. That's so fun. But we do house systems, so I was like, we could draw from the hat. And in the line of hats, a bunch of like mystery detective hats, which is fun because we did a place value mystery a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, that would have been so fun to like just go around and have the students wear hats. So next time I do a mystery activity, I have a couple of mystery detective hats to choose from. So those will be going in my closet to be stored. So that was really fun. I got 3 of these little mirrors, which are really fun. I don't know where I'm going to put them yet, or if I'm going to hang them. They could be cute back there, just to make like my little area. But there's 3 of them, so I'm like, I could hang 3 in a row. So I was kind of looking around like, where would 3 mirrors, where would be a good place to put them? And they're all the same. And they already have like the big strip on the back, so save command strips. But that's just like for fun, extra decor. There's no practical purpose for that. There's a lot of binders and folders that they didn't use anymore. A 3-hole hole punch. These little window clings that are like USA themed because they taught history. But I was like, that'll be fun. For like a holiday or something to put on our big window. And then the last thing that I've got in here is this. I thought this was cool because we do go over continents and oceans, and I have like a map of the United States and of Florida, but I don't have one of the world. So that'll be perfect to hang up somewhere when we do continents and oceans, or I could just hang it and like hang it in the back because it totally matches the vibe of my classroom with all the colors. So I could hang it like in the back where I've got that like kind is cool up there. Something to think about. So I might do that. So that was what they gave me. So I kind of have to unpack this box, or at least tuck it away into my back storage closet for today. So that stuff is out of the way. And then the other thing I made was yesterday I worked really hard to make my intervention binder. I did the cover Wednesday night because I just needed to do some therapeutic like designing, matches my vibe for everything. And I printed out like a calendar page to go on the front. So when I do an intervention group, I can just mark, hey, I did a math group today, or I did a reading group today. And then I went through and I sorted all my tabs. So I've got the calendars, math intervention, reading intervention, and then master copies. And in the math and reading tabs, I put charts. So like, here's my reading tab, and I have some supplies that I'm going to use to do central idea intervention right here. And then I put the chart on the next page, so I can write down the date that I met with the group, the scholars or the students that I met with, the topic, and then any notes. And then it's all documented here. I'll probably keep it all documented for like a whole 9 weeks and then go in and sort things. And I use this stamp all the time. So whatever work we do for like intervention, I stamp it and I say like one-on-one or in a group. But I was like, this will help me with my tracking, with my data tracking. And so I was getting this together. So that's about it. It's Friday, it's house color day. I brought a fun sparkly scrunchie to put in my hair that's red. I haven't decided, because it's not bad right now, just like loose second day waves, and I kind of like that. But the scrunchie would also be fun. So I haven't decided on that. So what I need to do is put these things away. And then I need to swap out my books to put Halloween books on my shelf, because I haven't done that yet and it's October. I'm like, this is the time to have the Halloween books like displayed up there. And I have books I need to scan, and I need to work on some parent conference forms. And as far as lessons go today, we're doing like our math quiz, and then we're just gonna do some like math practice stuff. Probably some more practicing with subtraction with regrouping, because that was a struggle. But that's it. I'm gonna start to put these things away, and I'll check in with y'all later. All right, everyone, I am currently in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. I'm picking up dinner for tonight because I'm very, very tired. Very tired. It was a great Friday. We did a lot of fun things in class. One of the things that we've been doing on Fridays a lot is playing Blue Kit. So if you've never played Blue Kit, that's really fun. So we did like our math quiz. We practiced more subtraction with regrouping. Yikes, we need to practice that like more than just like more than we did today. And then we did Blue Kit, and I've been using one that's like basic addition and subtraction facts. So they're working on their fluency while they play the game, and they loved that. They went to specials. We did a library visit. My reading lesson was on point. And if you're curious for what my slides look like for that, when I did my video about how to make reading slides, in the beginning, I showed like a full set of slides. That's what I did. So you can go check out that video if you want to know. But it was great. I came into my lesson afterwards while they were doing their tech time for the day, which was on the computer. Like for anybody who hadn't finished their Lexia goals, they finished that. If they did, they get some earned free time on Fridays. And I went into the office when a coworker was in there. I was like, not to toot my own horn or anything or brag, but I nailed reading whole group today. And I was like, I feel like it went great. We did vocabulary. We went over informational text. I used my my reading wall. I just crushed it. Trying to think if there's anything else. Y'all, there's something in my eye and it hurts so bad right now. Oh, so annoyed. Okay, it like comes and goes. So anyways, and then I sent out my weekly email. I finished all my parent conference forms this week, and I sent out reminders to everybody I'm conferencing with on Monday and Tuesday, letting them know to check in, where to check in, where to go, what time their conference was, and just like a confirmation. And I finished all the forms and made double copies for everybody I'm meeting with Monday, Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday are my goals. When I get to the end of next Tuesday, then I will reassess and say, okay, now what am I doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? So the goal is to make it through Monday and Tuesday, and the goal was also to not have to do anything this weekend. So I think I've accomplished my goal. I'm gonna close out my vlog here because I'm gonna get my Chick-fil-A. The line's pretty long in the drive-thru right now, but it's fine. Sometimes I'm just kind of sitting here vegging and listening to the radio and just not even caring. So I am going to get my Chick-fil-A, go home, eat my dinner, go to bed, and just enjoy my weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post all kinds of teaching vlogs, content, all the things. As always, comment anything that you are curious about or you want to know more about or any questions that you have. And I will see you guys in the next one.